The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show. It's time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, then you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. It takes place in 4 countries with 2 strangers and 1 target where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and is even loved by Hollywood celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Order Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, now available at Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking our budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international war-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, and heard worldwide on Geo7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for some great gift ideas, including T-shirts, hoodies, pop sockets, tote bags, you can even throw pillows for you to sleep on. Go to Amazon.com/the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, including books by Mian Mohsen Zia's Missing and more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mian Mohsen Zia. Order today. Also support the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com. And also, you can also click on Anchor FM/support, and also PayPal as well. Make sure you do it today. We're here with a terrific gentleman who's the former lead singer of an American band that we all are very familiar of. Yes, they were known for I'm Your Captain, and he's the captain himself. Some Kind of Wonderful, Bad Time, Locomotion, and yes, We're an American Band. That is the epic classic. And of course, he's from Flint, Michigan, 4-time. Also, his dad was a World War II veteran and also a 4-time Bronze Star recipient, and mom was of Cherokee. We'll talk more about that. And he also went solo in 77, had a big hit in 88 in the Christian charts, and also 3-time Michigan Rock and Roll Legends Hall of Fame member, and inducted as a solo in 15, and inducted as part of the Grand Funk Railroad and Terry Knight and The Peak as well. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful Michigan, where the grass is green, everything's happening, and he's the captain of his own ship, the former lead singer of Grand Funk Railroad, the front man of now Mark Farner's American Band. Ladies and gentlemen, the very talented Mark Farner. Mark, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Brother Mike. It's good to be with another Wagner, because I played with Dick Wagner back in the 60s in his Bossman band, and he later became a guitar player for Alice Cooper. So you got a name that's in my craw, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's right too, and of course a legend in your own right too. So basically, you fronted Grand Funk for quite some time, and of course, we've heard all the hits. I'm Your Captain, Some Kind of Wonderful, We're an American Band, Bad Time, Locomotion. I'm Your Captain, one of my personal favorites. I'd love to hear you talk more about that story. And you also, by the way, set aside, and you have a brand new DVD that's out right now, which is From Chile with Love. And before we talk about the DVD, tell us how you first got started. Let's hear your great story from you, Mark.
How we got started was the drummer, Don Brewer, and I were in a band with 5 members, and 2 of the members were married. We were promised that if we went out to Cape Cod, there near Boston, and we stayed in these summer cottages and do these gigs that are close in Boston, that we could go back to this area and make some money. So we went under the auspice of making more money when we go back, but we didn't realize until we got back to Michigan that we were actually getting paid for each gig, and I will get back to that in a second. But what happened was a snowstorm, the biggest snowstorm in all of history, hit us, and there we were in Cape Cod, stranded in summer cottages that only had a little space heater in the living room part. And we huddled around that space heater and made our life around that space heater. The pipes froze, and all the starfish and the things, boys from Michigan, it's our first time to see the ocean. We had things collected we were going to take home. They all froze in the crawl spaces, the water, the pipes froze. We had no running water, so we couldn't take a shower. We couldn't flush the toilet. We couldn't draw water to make our oatmeal with. So we melted down snow. Yes, we melted down snow. And for the last week, all we had was oatmeal. No sugar, no butter, no nothing to put on it, Mike. Just plain oatmeal and water, of course. And we melted down our snow for drinking the water. But when we had to do a number 2, we had a chair that had no seat in the middle. We would line it inside with the plastic and put it in a grocery bag. And when we were done with that, we'd roll that thing up and take it out and bury it in a snowbank, dude. I would have hated to have been there for spring cleanup, I'm going to tell you.
Remind me not to go there for spring cleanup. I'll tell you that. I'd rather visit and take in the sights, not spring clean with all that crap.
That's right, brother. So needless to say that the 2 guys that were married, when we finally got back to Flint, Michigan, we, they said they had to quit the band. And so we said, well, God, we got to make another band. Oh, I said, dude, let's just do a 3-piece, and let's make sure that whoever it is not married. We don't need these women screwing up the band, So we went up to Delta Promotions in Bay City, and that's the outfit that had sent us out in the first place. And we found out about the money that we were making, and we wanted to find out from them exactly where that money was. and we were going to give them a piece of our mind and get our stuff together. So we're sitting there waiting in the waiting room. Of course, they had a rehearsal facility there at this same place, and there was a band in there rehearsing. We couldn't see them, but we could hear just the bass and, like the bass drum coming through the wall. And I looked over at Brewer and I said, dude, this guy can, whoever that's in there playing bass, man, that guy can play bass. I said, maybe we ought to take a look and see who that is. And so we're sitting there waiting. They take a break, and Mel Shocker walks out. And Mel and I had been, we were in school together. We went to Kersley High School together. We rode dirt bikes together. We smoked pot together. We did all the kids stuff that kids did back then. And so I said, oh, man, Melvin. And I told him, I said, we're talking about putting together a 3-piece, Don and I, and just want to know, hey, are you available? He said, just so happens I am ready because I'm quitting this band. It was question mark in the Mysterians.
With those 96 tears, I'm shed 96 tears times 96 when he left.
That's right. So we started the very next week at the Flint Federation of Musicians at the hall on Averill Street in Flint. And that was the kickoff for getting us together. And then when Terry Knight told us that we had an opportunity to open at the Atlanta Pop Festival in Atlanta, Georgia, 4th of July, we just about dropped our jaws. I mean, like, holy crap. Are you kidding me? A pop festival? It's really going to happen. So the attorneys that were doing the legal work for this pop festival just happened to be Terry Knight's attorneys in New York City. And so they worked a deal with the promoters of the festival to put their band on first, and they would give them a reduced legal rate. And so they went for it, and all these 185,000 people saw Grand Funk.
Wow.
And that was, we didn't even have a record deal. That was just us. We played all of our songs that were on the first record, and people loved it. They just really loved it. And then we ended the set with Land of a Thousand Dances by Wilson Pickett.
Oh my gosh, that's one of my favorites. Woo! 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you got it, dude. It's smoking.
Oh man.
People loved it. They ate it up. And of course, there was a lot of record companies that were there, a lot of people from record companies. And when they heard that we weren't signed, several people got a hold of our manager, and Capitol ended up being a record company, and Terry Knight did a production deal with them.
Wow. That is so amazing. I mean, it took Wicked Wilson Pickett to get you signed. Boy, you must have been doing a Land of a Thousand Dances after that one.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. And when that particular song came about in the set, it was the end. It was like, that was the encore song. And I had this paisley print shirt on, that kind of see-through paisley print, light, but dude, when I got sweating, this thing was sticking to me. It was almost like having fly paper wrapped around you. I'm just going, God, I can't even hardly move. And I'm out on the stage. So I grabbed that brand new $50 shirt. And back then, $50 was that was like a $250 shirt today.
Oh, heck yeah.
That thing, I rip it off. And the audience went, yeah. And I went, ooh, that worked.
Hey, I think I should try it. Oh my gosh. And of course, you talked about the 69 Lakh Pop Fest in front of 188,000 people, that you also smashed the record. What was it, like in 72 or 70 or something at Shea Stadium is sold out in less than 72 hours? Tell us about that one. I mean, Shea, you sell Shea Stadium like that, it's like you're up there with the legends.
Yes, and let me just remind the listening audience that back then, there was no Ticketron. There was no electronic anything to buy tickets or to get a concert ticket online. So the people slept out on the lawn. They were there. They had to buy the tickets at the ticket office. So there were 55,000 tickets sold in 71 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
And of course, officials, people were like, we're not open yet. We're not up yet. We got to take a break. Oh my goodness. Isn't that something? I'll tell you. and of course, you also have a fascinating history, family as well, too, that your dad was a World War II veteran and a 4-time Bronze Star recipient. And your mom was of Cherokee heritage. And also what's notable is she's the first woman to weld on a tank in World War II.
That's right. The first woman to weld on Sherman tanks, which were produced at Fisher Body in Flint, Michigan. And there was a picture of her in the Flint Journal and of her standing on the tank. She had her striker in her right hand. She had her helmet tipped back, and she had her left hand clenched in a fist and that big, beautiful smile on her face. It's like, go ahead, honey. We got you covered on this end.
And certainly a trailblazer as well, too. It's like now I got women of all kinds doing some welding. In fact, I was going to call her right now to do some welding on some of our place, too. It's like maybe over here, over there. So it's like I was going to pick up the phone and call one of the ladies.
Right on.
Oh, my gosh. Yes. And of course, you've been for quite some time as well, too, since we're on with Mark Farner here on the Mike Wagner Show. Who are some of your favorite artists and musicians and singers growing up, Mark?
Well, as far as guitar players, Jimi Hendrix was my favorite, and he remains to be my favorite guitar player of all time. He made it cry. He made it sing. He made it laugh. And I got to know Jimmy. He was in my dressing room when we got off stage at the Fillmore East in New York.
Wow.
City. I went back, and Terry Knight opened the door to the dressing room, and there stands Jimi Hendrix with his big hat on and a big smile on his face. And the most intelligent thing I could come up with to say, Mike, was, "You're a great guitar player, man."
I'll tell you, if I was young, I'd be like,
yeah, starstruck.
Yes. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that was me, Mr. Starstruck. Yeah.
Whew, man. And who are some other favorites growing up besides Jimmy?
Well, guitar playing wise, the first Cream album, which was Fresh Cream, the sound of Clapton's guitar captured a lot of ears. And then after that first album, he departed from that song. So he lost us, the guys that like that sound that he had and that beautiful tone that he had. But Jeff Beck, when he was with the Yardbirds, they played in Flint, Michigan. And our band went down, and because the manager of the band had some pull with the people at the IMA auditorium, we got to stand side stage and watch the Yardbirds come out. And I watched Jeff Beck stand that Telecaster on its edge on the stage, and he's going like this, like he's magically making it do all the stuff. But what's doing it is the volume, man. He's got this thing on 10, and it's going crazy feedback. While we live on.
I thought it was like being like a magician or something. It's like, you're getting sleepy, and I'm gonna shock you.
He was shocking the audience. I'm telling you, they loved it, and I learned a lot from watching. And I loved the tone of his guitar, the Jeff Beck licks. A train kept rolling. Oh my God. And Rick Derringer and Johnny Winter, great guys, great guitar players that I definitely got things from. But as far as singing, I loved Aretha Franklin's stuff, of course, Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway. I like soul music, something that somebody's feeling it when they're singing it. Mm-hmm. And so we played our record on WTAC, We had just driven up from Nashville, and this is when we were the Fabulous Pack. We went down and we recorded the Harlem Shuffle.
Oh, wow.
In this guy's garage, dude. We were in Nashville in a guy's garage recording on a Scully 8-track. We recorded the Harlem Shuffle. And
oh, my gosh.
He gave us an acetate of the record on a 45, acetate. We motor fast as we can roll towards Michigan because we want to catch Bob Dell while he's on the air so we can walk in and say, Bob, will you play our record? So we are just, no cell phones or anything, but we've got him tuned in and we're just like little kids, and we pull into the station and he's still on the air. We walk in, we go, Bob, we just cut this record last night in Nashville and we drove all night to get here this morning before you went off the air. Will you please play it? He says, give me that damn thing. And he puts it on. He puts the needle on it and he spun our track. And that's when the 777 rule was in effect. You could own 7 AM, 7 FM, and 7 television stations that kept it in the hands of American families, in the hands of the patriots who loved this country. And it also had moral conscience over what our children were seeing and hearing. But in 1996, under the Clintonistas, it got erased. No conscience from that point on.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, corporate conglomerates bought it up. And this is part of what we are suffering from right now is this monopoly of the airwaves, monopoly by the bad guys. There's no people represented in this bunch of spoiled little brats running this show. So we should have kept the 777 rule. Instead of deregulating, we should re-regulate and go back to a standard that includes the hearts of American mothers and fathers.
Mm-hmm. I was going to mention about that 7-7 rule. I remember in 1996 where they simply said they dropped the rule, deregulate everything, and pretty much all the big corporate just took up everything. And of course, the past year 2020 that there were just layoffs like crazy. And of course, here I am. It's like being a DJ myself for so many years, and that's why I'm doing the Mike Wagner Show as well too, as you can tell. And we'll get to more of that in just a minute. But I was going to ask you though. We're talking about the rules and regulations. Another thing I saw that was changed too is remember that 15-minute rule where you had like on a public affairs program, news or anything like that. Like say someone had a show, you had to give like the opposite party 15 minutes. That's been thrown out the window. It's like what's going on here? Yeah, the fairness was thrown out with that, Brother Wagner. This is a total takeover. It is a coup of the total information network for not only the United States. For let me tell you, when we were down in Mexico a couple of years ago, well, it was before Ray Manzetta died. The year before he died, we opened for the Doors in Mexico. And I went to the station, 100,000 watt station in Mexico City. And the station manager told me, this is the last interview we're going to be doing. So you are our honored guest. And the Mexican people love you. We love to hear, your heart. I said, wait a minute, dude. Why is it the last interview? What's changing? He said, Clear Channel bought our station in Mexico. I went, oh, say no more. You don't need to say anything. No, you mean no mas, no mas. No mas, no mas.
You got it, brother.
Oh, my gosh.
It's all over the world, wherever they put their stinking mitts.
Mm-hmm. And you think it was just in America, but Mexico City of all places? And I thought they would have in Canada too. It's like, oh my goodness, wow. Whew.
Absolutely. We don't want that kind of ownership of the airwaves. We got to somehow re-regulate and get back to people involved with what people are listening to, not these corporate conglomerates that can structure a show of news to dramatize everything, and they push the wrong agenda. They got an agenda, but it's not to keep America free and keep the family intact. Their agenda is the opposite. They want us taken over, and they want the family broken apart and spread out. And I'm afraid that their agenda is working for them.
Isn't that something? And of course, you're doing something about it as well, too. You've got the new DVD coming out going towards veterans, transitional housing services, and a lot more. It's From Chile with Love on DVD. We'll talk about that. We're glad you just some about it. And if you got some other causes, you can talk about that. But first of all, you listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@SonicWebStudios.com. Next to the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give an official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosensia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today of 4 Girls Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, and heard worldwide on Geo 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. If you want to go local, check out the Mike Wagner Show on Amazon as well, too, including their t-shirts, hoodies, pop sockets, also tote bags for the ladies, and throw pillows if you want something to sleep on. And of course, if you want to check out some other great gift ideas, including Mia Mosensia with Missing and more, go to Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia. Order today. Don't forget to support the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com. Support us on Anchor FM/support and PayPal. Make sure you do it today. We're here with legendary Mark Farner of Mark Farner's American Band here on the Mike Wagner Show, also formed the Grand Funk Railroad. We talked about an amazing story about how they got started. And I just wish I was in Flint, Michigan at the time. And no, I did not start the water problem, by the way. I wanted to go to Flint, but I did not start the water problem. Don't lynch me, please.
Okay, brother. We let you off the hook, buddy.
Here, this is where I get my water from, and it's not from Flint either.
No.
Oh, man. Thank God for water outside Flint. I'm kidding.
You got that right.
Oh, my gosh. I was just thinking about that Flint, Michigan story where the Flint, the water has been really bad over the years. And I did a thing on where I read a story about Keith Moon. He turned 21 years old. They played a concert in Flint, Michigan, and took his brand new Lincoln Continental and drove it into a pool at a Holiday Inn. And I said, folks, that's where the real problem started. Keith Moon from The Who at a Holiday Inn in Flint.
Yeah. Yep. That spells trouble.
Oh my goodness! Well, speaking of that, you also had some great music. Maybe just a good brief rundown of what you've done. Of course, everybody's heard on the radio. Of course, sold 30 million worldwide, 16 gold and platinum albums. I mean, it's hard for me to keep up after a while. This is great. I'm Your Captain, Some Kind of Wonderful, Bad Time, Locomotion, and everything else. Maybe just tell us about some of the songs and what inspired you to write them. Maybe just the beginnings on how you came up with I'm Your Captain. And, of course, Locomotion was a remake of Little Eva, and Bad Time, Some Kind of Wonderful, and more as well, too. Maybe just a rundown of how the songs came up.
Well, the song I'm Your Captain from the Closer to Home album, I prayed for that song. One night I said my Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep prayer, and I put a little P.S. on the end. I had already blessed all my grandpas, grandmas, uncles, aunts, cousins, everybody I could think of. And then I put a little P.S. God, would you please give me a song that would reach and touch the hearts of those you want to get to? And I got up in the middle of the night. I sat up. I always have a legal pad next to my bed because I've left the best things I've ever known in my brain, thinking I was going to remember them in the morning. But guess what, Mike? I didn't remember them.
I'm guilty of that too. Don't worry about it. I'm guilty of that. And my wife crucifies me every single time. Oh, wives are always correct. They remember dreams better than us guys do.
Yeah, right. I'm writing these words and I'm halfway between heaven and earth in this state of mind, in this state of consciousness. And so I'm not really reading what I'm writing. I'm just writing down what's coming to me. And I was able to stay ahead of it just enough not to get caught up in the desire to read what I've already written down. I just wanted to keep going on that trail, and I was following a trail. So I got done with it. I sat it down. I went back to sleep. I got up in the morning. I went out. I fixed my coffee. I'm sitting there looking at the horses out in the pasture, taking a sip of Joe. And I look over, and there's my George Washburn acoustic guitar sitting in a stand. I said, I wonder what George sounds like this morning. I picked it up, and I just start this little lick on the beginning of Closer to Home. And I went, wow, is that ever cool? And then I went, and I grabbed this C, this inversion of a C chord, Mike. I had never made this before. It just came to me. I don't know how I got that. It was like, it was heaven sent. It was part of that prayer being answered, because I was going, oh my God, this thing is really a cool. And I'm listening to it chime, and I'm playing it over and over and over. And as I'm looking at that chord, I go, oh, maybe the words in the other room. Maybe that is a song. So I go and I grab those words, bring them in, put them on the table, and I go, ba-da-da-da, everybody, listen to me. And there it came. And brother, it all came out. And I took it to rehearsal that day. And both Don and Mel said, Farner, dude, that song's a hit. And they were right.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I can still hear it this day. So
awesome. Well, the locomotion, as you mentioned, it was Little Eva, big hit for her, went to number one. I had gone home when we were cutting the bed tracks for the album, and we were in the swamp, which is a recording studio across from the farm. And I had gone home for lunch. So I'm on my way back down to the studio. It's a dirt road and it's a dirt driveway. This is very rural, and it's back on the end of 80 acres. So I'm walking down through the woods on this little 2-track, and beautiful day. The sun is shining. I could hear the guys in the parking lot, and I couldn't see them yet because I was still in the woods, but I could hear them. So I start singing. Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. And they got to sing in the backgrounds. I'm singing the verse. Those guys are singing the backgrounds. I finally come around the corner, and here they are out having a smoke in the parking lot. And the studio door was wide open. They were letting in a little fresh air at the time. And Rundgren comes out and he goes, "What the hell is that?" What the hell is that? That's Little Eva, dude. That's the locomotion. He says, "Well, get your asses in here right now, because we're cutting the locomotion." And we went in, and it was that quick. We figured out the chords to it. We got the lyrics to it, and we cut it right then while it was hot, while it was on his mind. And what Todd did, and this was recorded on a 24-track, 2-inch tape, he hit the red button, and Brother Mike, he came out in the studio, and he recorded with us. And we had a party. We had a party in the studio.
Oh my gosh.
It came out. It definitely came out in the cut and went to number one again. We took it the second time. We took it up there. And then Some Kind of Wonderful, Brother John Ellison from the Soul Brothers 6 out of Philadelphia, he wrote that song, and we used to sing it. It was a regional hit in the Flint and Detroit area. And we would sing it on the way to these concerts. And our second manager, Andy Cavalieri, he turns around in the limo. He rolls down the window between us and the driver, and he goes, "You guys, what is that song you keep singing?" I said, "Oh, that's Some Kind of Wonderful, Soul Brothers 6. He says, "Whatever that is, you guys, you need to record that. It's just too good not to." So we did it with Jimmy Einer, and I loved it. I just couldn't believe that somebody that's got that kind of production chops would go for this. But anyways, the song Bad Time to Be in Love, Einer did the same thing, and he would have people come up, because we did it at the record plant in New York City, and he would have people come up that were down in the restaurant or down in getting a coffee. He come on up here and hear this, and he's bringing people up to listen to us singing, doing the lead vocal on Bad Time to Be in Love.
Wow.
And
how do you like that?
Yeah. So when it finally came out, that song, I got a BMI award.
Nice.
It being played more than any other song in 1975. It did not go to number one, but it got played more than the one that did. That's a feather in my cap.
I was just going to say, I thought you can get the people to join in on that song, especially who are like down in the dumps, like, picked up Bad Time. Many of us went through bad times, could join in. Yeah, we're having a bad time, packed like what? Maybe like 1,000 people in that studio and all sing at the same time.
Here you do. Well, that was when there were people calling into the stations requesting what they wanted to hear. And that's when the people had a say, when it was the 777 rule and the people were still involved. But they cut us off in 96, brother, as you mentioned, and we know the rest of that story.
Mm-hmm. And of course, too, the fact that it transitioned from Grand Funk Railroad over to Your American Band as well. You also got the new concert DVD from Chile with Love. We'll talk about that. We're going to take a quick time out. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international war ring author Mia Motion's Year of Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with Mark Farner and Mark Farner's American Band and talking about From Chile with Love after this timeout.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple, and more. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, where The Mike Wagner Show interviews great guests, cool conversation, lots of laughs, coffee, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device, subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today.
Hey, this is Ray Powers. And if there's one thing you can count on in these unpredictable times, it's that you're in good hands getting some great radio, courtesy of The Mike Wagner Show.
We're back with Mark Farner of Mark Farner's American Band and From Chile with Love here on the Mike Wagner Show. And we'll talk about that DVD in just a minute. And you also had worked, you got your own American Band, and, tell us a bit about that.
Yes. On the DVD, we have the drummer that I use, and I've been using ever since I met him because he's just a wonderful person. His name is Hubert Crawford. We call him the H-bomb because he goes off like a bomb on stage. I mean, this guy is just a monster drummer, and his favorite drummer of all time was Don Brewer. So he knows every Grand Funk tune frontwards and backwards. The bass player on From Chile with Love is Dennis Bellinger, who actually was in Grand Funk Railroad in 1981 and 1982.
Wow.
When Mel Shocker quit because he didn't want to fly anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we have Carl Probst on keyboards. And Carl, God bless him, he made his trip home a couple of months ago. He died, and he's waiting in heaven on us to come up and jam with him.
I want to be there with him, too. It's just like many of us don't have long to live, but we're like, come on, guy, take us home. We can jam.
Yeah, dude. So that is the Mark Farner American Band on From Chile with Love. And I still have the same drummer, but I have had to change, of course, because of the absence of Carl and his body and Dennis. We've got a bass player out of Detroit now that played on the Alice Cooper record that I was on called Breadcrumbs, along with Wayne Kramer from the MC5 and Johnny B from Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels.
Mm-hmm.
But Paul Randolph, the bass player, I had never met him before that. And after I got done doing this album, they called it Breadcrumbs, and it was like an EP that was a prelude to the Detroit album that he come out and gave all the kudos and the respect back to his ground where he was raised. And when I heard about it, my manager said, "Hey, Alice Cooper's doing this thing." I said, "Yeah, man, I'll go out there and do that." I love it because he's given credence to where we came from. And there was a lot of music that came out of Michigan, but all these people that moved here, Brother Mike, they came from, like my mother came 16 years old. Her whole family moved to Flint to get auto factory jobs.
Wow.
Grandpas and grandmas, uncles and aunts. I'm talking the whole family came to Michigan. Not only them, but people, our friends from Mississippi, from New Orleans, we're from Georgia, South Carolina, people that we knew that came north, they all brought their instruments, brother. So every Sunday at either my house or my Aunt Dorothy's house, that my mom's sister, of course, there'd be a jam session. So all of these people would get together and they play violin and banjo and guitar. My dad blew saxophone. But when the women started singing, man, it was like, oh, these are angels singing. And as a little kid, I was so just enamored by that melody and that they could harmonize. I'm thinking, wow, she's singing a part. She's singing a different part. She's singing even a different part than that. And it sounds so, I'm thinking, wow, it just had me. So the music, I had to be in it. That was part of my upbringing, and I had to continue on in grand form. So this music that people know me by, when I showed up in Santiago, Chile, and I come out on stage, I am who my songs say I am. And the people told me, I've had people tell me this before too, that they had to learn English so that they could understand what the song, why it was calling to their heart, why it was so meaningful to them without even knowing the language.
Wow.
So it does cross barriers. Music crosses language barriers. And the instruments prophesy if they're coming from a loving spot. I really believe that the love has to give its blessing to stuff like that in order for people of a different language to be drawn to it. There's something in it, and it's not given enough credit in our world. But I believe we could change our world, Brother Mike, with a good song.
Mm-hmm. And of course, a good song as well, too. Never and Always, that's one of the feature ones as well, too. And tell us about that. And if you feel like playing live, that'd be great, too. I just love to hear what you got.
Well, Never and Always was one of the 5 tracks that's going on this DVD as bonus tracks. But the producer of this is Abysmal Films. The producer of the films heard this, and he made up a video, and he said, he sent it to me in an email. He said, "Tell me what you think of this." He says, "This doesn't cost you a penny. I did this because your song caught my heart, and I wanted to spell it out like this." So Never and Always came to us from this guy's heart, from Carlos Toro. And Carlos Toro the Fifth, it was his company that did an 8-camera shoot there at Teatro Caupolicán in Santiago, Chile. And these fans are singing the music loud, so loud, dude, that they overcome the PA, and you can hear the fans clearly singing Are You Ready? Heartbreaker, which is the first song I ever wrote in my life. But that was one of the songs that they really, they had to know the meaning of it. So, the song and the people, it's all in this DVD. The 2 bonus videos, one of which is available now at markfarner.com. The Rock and Roll Soul video is a free download at markfarner.com if anybody wants to check it out. It is taken from the concert, from Chile with Love concert, and put to an Americana video. And you would swear that this thing was shot in LA or someplace, but it was actually shot in Chile.
Wow.
Yeah. So when people see that, then they'll understand how much love South Americans have for rock and roll, because rock and roll gave them a way to say things. It gave us all a way to say things until the deregulation occurred. And now we can only say things, back and forth as we can sneak them to each other, because it's the same evil powers, same jealousy that motivated the first ones, that they don't want our message of love to get out, but it's too late. Love is out of the trap,
Love is universal. Love is everywhere. And we love you no matter what.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Yes, that's right. And of course, those who buy the DVD and the proceeds, tell us if they buy the DVD and how much, and it goes to what charity.
Okay, the DVD, which is $14.99, $3 from each DVD goes to Veterans Support Foundation. And Veterans Support Foundation provides transitional housing for veterans returning from war. They help our veterans that are on the street homeless. They pick them up, bring them into a house, bring them into an environment with other veterans. These are veterans helping veterans. There's no government red tape BS anywhere. It's people with heart getting the job done. So Lisa and I take $3 from each DVD to give to Veterans Support Foundation, because they stand in the gap for our brothers and sisters when they get home from war. If they're having a hard time getting what they are due by law, then the Veterans Support Foundation advocates for them in front of the the board, so that it's more than just lip service. This is people that I've been working with since the 70s, brother. So it's not just some kind of a run, flimsy run deal. These people do not take any money. There's no salary. Everybody is a volunteer, and every cent of every dollar gets put into the project. And I love them. And I thank those who would buy that DVD. Anybody that buys the DVD is helping out and helping Lisa and me to help our brothers and sisters who risk their safety to protect ours.
And that's very important as well. You guys are doing a great cause, a great job. And where can people find the DVD? And of course, how can we help?
Well, it's at markfarner.com. You can get the link there that takes you to buy the DVD. And as far as helping, brother, this is it. It's love reaching out to people who still have that love for rock and roll, who still believe in the freedom, because this Mark Farner's American Band is about being American, and Americans, for me, because I've been around the world, I've seen how Americans can act. I can see how arrogant they can be when they're in a foreign country and they walk in flipping $100 bills all over the place and just make me sick to my stomach.
Oh.
But we are real people, and there's a lot of real people left in the world, and they know that we are the only game going for freedom, or the hope of freedom, as long as we can overcome the darkness that tries to take us over. We will succeed, and we'll succeed that way because we've got God on our side, brother. We got love on our side. We got Jesus on our side.
Amen.
So that's what's up, and that's what's going to save us all. Anyways, I mean, people are kind of superstitious with their religion, and they don't show the true belief in what Jesus did. And what the Lord did was redeemed all people from the beginning to the end of time. And even think about it, went into the earth for 3 days and came out with the keys to the kingdom of hell and of death. Now, who had him before Jesus got his hands on him? His brother Lucifer. And I could just see when Jesus walked up to him and said, "Brother, I did this for you," and showed him the scars. That had to break his heart, because he didn't beat Lucifer's ass to take those keys away from him. He loved him enough to redeem his soul, and Lucifer gave them keys willingly. Now that is unconditional love. Any other story outside of that involves your participation in any way is total horsey poo-poo. It's a done deal, and we are in because of love, brother.
Mm-hmm. And you preached it very well, Mark. You preached it very well. And we're here with Mark Farner here on the Mike Wagner Show. A very big thanks for your time. I love talking to you. Love to have you on again. Just a couple of things as well, too. What else can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond, Mark?
Well, 2021, we're starting to get some dates, brother. We got the Mike Huckabee Show coming up next week, April 23rd. And I'm staying down. I'm doing some writing with Mark Slaughter. From, he was in one of them hair bands from the 80s.
But Slaughter. Yes, that's right. Slaughter.
Yeah. And a great brother, really great guy. We're going to write some music together. We're doing some shows starting next month in St. Augustine, Florida with Blue Oyster Cult. We've got
nice.
Yeah. And Buck Dharma and Eric, those guys, great guys. We love to play music with them because we're brothers. We love each other. And we support each other out there. That's what we've got so far, and we are open for the direction of love to take us where it's going.
And tell us, guys, from Blue Oyster Cult to bring all the cowbells, everything out there. Bring all the cowbells.
Yeah. Hey, did you know that American Band is number 2 in the ratings in Rolling Stone? They put the top 10 cowbell songs. American Band's number 2, only to be superseded by Honky Tonk Women. And I was instrumental. I was the reason there was a cowbell on that song. When Brewer brought the song, the lyrics, I said, "Dude, we got to have a cowbell on the front of this. And he says, I don't have one. I said, I'm telling you, it needs a cowbell. I'm just telling you, it has to have one. He says, okay, dude, I will stop and get one tomorrow on the way to practice. I said, no, pick up 6 of them, and we'll pick the best one that matches the key to the song that we're doing it in. So he brings 6 in, and I said, yeah, this is it. We put a little duct tape on one, and it tamed it down to the perfect tone. And that drum intro, that was something I heard in my head. I said, Brewer, play this. and he did. He finally got it. And so American Band, yeah, the cowbell. And when we do it with Blue Oyster Cult, yeah, we always talk about more cowbell.
Yeah, just like Bruce Dickinson on Saturday Night Live. Guess what? I have a fever. I got to have more cowbell. We need more cowbell. Bruce Dickinson, of all people, Iron Maiden.
Awesome, dude.
Oh, my gosh. I think we'll have to have like a cowbell band. Like get all the guys in cowbell and just do cowbell. That's it. So
yeah.
And I'm going to bring mine, too. In fact, I'm going to order mine right now. So I have to do it on Amazon. So we'll do it right now. So give me some cowbell.
That's right.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, Mark, you're just so great. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
The biggest influence, my mother. She made me believe, and she gave me inspiration that I needed to stay in it. So God rest her soul. And I give her the credit and the kudos for me being in the business and doing what I love to do, brother.
That is so amazing. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Best advice, owe no man anything except to love him. Get out of debt, and not just financial debt. Listen, you control your mind. You are the captain of your soul. So don't let anybody put you into any snafus. Don't accept the debt that people want you to be in, because it's going to restrict you even more. It is accumulative. It weighs. It is a heavy weight, and it keeps getting heavier and heavier the more debt you accumulate. Not just the financial debt. I'm talking about the debt of unfulfilled expectation of other people, brother. I'm talking about the debt of the stuff we hold against ourselves because we don't think we measure up to say, we got to get rid of that nonsense. Realize that we are some pretty sweet little shits down in here. Inside this body, I am what God made me, and God is love. So I came from love. I returned to love because of the love shown in the blood of Christ. Amen.
Amen to that, Mark. You've been absolutely amazing. Once again, Mark Farner from Mark Farner's American Band here on the Mike Wagner Show. Mark, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again very soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond, preferably really soon. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, where can people purchase, check out your music, and also especially check out the DVD from Chile with Love.
From markfarner.com, brothers and sisters. God bless y'all. God bless you, Mike Wagner. I love you. You got a great show. You got a great attitude. And the listeners, you're in the right spot. And if I don't see you in the future, I'll see you in the pasture.
And upstairs, too. Once again, Mark, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. Don't forget to keep in touch and keep spreading the good word, especially with them cowbells.
You got it, brother Mike Wagner. God bless you, my friend.
Hey, everybody. My name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real-life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, Custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites, we give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.